When playing Tale World's wildly successful game Mountain Blade 2, one can get lost in the vast array of options open to the player. Quests, romance, mercenary work, establishing a kingdom, and especially warfare can occupy someone for quite a while. One career path is generally overshadowed, that of a trader. I'm Pandasloth, and today I wanted to fully dive into what it takes to be a trader in Calradia. I'll have included my whole trade routes where I go on the entire map to deliver my goods. Also a rough list of items for new or players who are just trying to get used to selling, as well as just some general tips and tricks that I've picked up from just trading possibly over 200 to 300 hours in this game of just running goods from town to town, so I'm pretty familiar with it. Alright, let's go! I play on realistic settings and challenging AI, and I also purposely avoid exploits. I just want to try to play the game as the developers intended to the best degree, like trying to avoid doing the really cheesy things if I can, just so you guys know that I'm doing all this as legit as I possibly can. The economy in Mountain Blade is very complex and a dynamic system based heavily on the principle of supply and demand. Villages produce raw materials and goods, where then the city's workshops refine those raw materials into other products. Cities will then sell said goods to NPC-operated caravans or player-operated caravans for money or in exchange for other goods. The merchant caravans themselves are owned by notables of Calradia, notable merchants, or yourself. They travel from town to town, buying goods at a lower price and selling them at a higher price. Calradia is also full of peril, with bandits, rival factions lurking at every corner. This peril makes it extremely dangerous, but also very lucrative to operate a successful caravan. And when operated correctly, they are the best source of steady passive income since the many workshop nerfs. The basis behind my strategy at maxing trade is to turn my main party into a massive caravan with more than enough troops to fight any raiders, as well as maintaining a neutral stance with all factions that allows me to have more trade partners. The goal is to build up an inventory of all goods in Calradia, purchasing cheap from villages and certain cities, and then moving along the trade route and reselling those goods at a higher value in different areas. Based on the amount of profit you make per good, this also increases your trade skill. And why is maxing the trade skill good? The skill not only directly makes all items sell for more and cost less to buy, additionally many OP perks can be found in the tree, most notably one that allows you to buy settlements off of nobles, allowing you to create a kingdom not born of bloodshed but one that's born of money. When running the caravan, I prefer to do one long trade route across the entire map. This not only gives villages and cities time to restock on their goods, but I'm consistently restocking my inventory with new and different products by traversing the entire map. Also, going to new cities and checking the taverns for OP companions is a really good thing to pass the time, as well as completing all the quests at all the various villages that I will be visiting, thus giving us more money and catapulting us to a higher level quicker. Of course, there are some major downsides to every method, including the giant caravan method. Number one is that you have to know the price of a lot of different goods and commodities. Remembering how much you should buy things for and sell things for can be quite a tedious task, and especially going through just many menus and trying to sell items at a profit high enough to justify running them around the entire map. I have here included a nice convenient table that will hopefully help some of you get started with some of the pricing in the game. I'm gonna be honest, you're gonna have to adapt this to each playthrough, as each map may have different amounts of resources depending on which workshops spawn at your cities, also which places are raided, which means different resources will be available at different times. Early on in a playthrough, the prices will be vastly different than they will be much later on in the game, but hopefully this table can help you establish a rough estimate of where to start buying and selling a lot of these goods. I have consistently bought and sold at these prices and made quite a bit of profit. I've maxed trading on multiple different characters, doing it multiple ways, and this is by far the funnest and most efficient way to do it in my opinion. You can also max steward at the same same time, due to the fact that you're carrying so many foods, if you make yourself as quartermaster, that'll easily max your steward out, also allowing you to have a bigger party size. Key problem with the huge caravan idea is storage capacity. All items do take up weight, and you do need a large number of troops or horses and pack mules to carry all these things. Until you acquire such means, you can still caravan, but you just have to keep the amount of goods to a low ratio. So you only, for instance, you only carry 100 hardwood, you only carry 100 food, and if there is surplus of, you just don't buy it until you sell it, so that way you're not wasting your inventory space on all one thing that's only going to sell in one particular region. You want to vary your inventory, that way you can heighten the chance that you're going to get a really good price when you bring said product to somewhere. Additionally, something that a lot of people don't think about is trading horses and mules. Sumpter horses and mules, not only can they carry goods, but they can be bought and sold for a higher price to increase your trade skill as well. Just be careful when doing this that you don't sell too many and suddenly you're overburdened to carry things. I like to just overbuy on mules and horses because I know that some place somewhere will always buy mules and horses. And it doesn't slow you down as much as raw inventory due to the fact that they just count in the herd bonus or in the herd speed penalty, and they don't actually count as inventory negative speed. The final problem with trading, it isn't exactly super fun. It is honestly a ton of looking at a lot of lists of items, watching your character jog from town to town, thinking about what product you need more of. So if you're kind of masochistic, or if you can find a way to have fun in between at the villages doing side quests and finding a way to immerse yourself in the realm, trading is quite an interesting skill, and I've maxed it several times and had probably the most fun making my kingdom through trading. That's going to be the end of this one.